What happens when the bright lights of college football dim and the path to the NFL becomes a steep uphill battle? For Shedeur Sanders, the once celebrated quarterback from Colorado, the dream has taken an unexpected detour. All eyes might be on the Cleveland Browns this preseason, but the focus isn't on Joe Flacco, Kenny Pickett, or even Dillon Gabriel. It's on a young man who entered the NFL with hype, legacy, and expectation, but is now fighting just to stay on the practice squad. Yes, Shedeur Sanders is in a storm that not even his father, Deion Sanders, could have predicted. Shedeur's situation has sparked intense debate as the Browns' quarterback competition unfolds. Joe Flacco, the veteran signal caller who took the team to the playoffs with 4 wins in the final 5 games of 2023, including 13 touchdown passes, is the undisputed leader. But what about Shedeur? According to analyst Rob Parker, the reality is grim. He bluntly stated, "I'm skeptical. To be honest, I think he'll be either on the practice squad or cut." That's a harsh take, but one grounded in the situation at hand. While reports from training camp suggest Shedeur has had some bright moments, head coach Kevin Stefanski hasn't allowed him a single snap with the first team. Not even one. For a quarterback wearing the number 12 jersey, that's a loud message without words. This decline is especially heartbreaking when you rewind to the months before the NFL draft. Back then, Shedeur Sanders was a rising star. With the unwavering support of his father, NFL Hall of Famer Deion Sanders, Shedeur was poised for greatness. Many mock drafts projected him as a potential first-round pick. His last season with the Colorado Buffaloes was electrifying. 37 touchdown passes, poise, and leadership. He had the stats, the name, the swagger, but somehow the league wasn't convinced. When draft day arrived, the fairy tale stalled. Shedeur wasn't picked in the first round, or the second, or the third, not even the fourth. Finally, in the 5th round with pick number 144, the Cleveland Browns made the call. But even that came with a twist. The Browns had already drafted another quarterback, Dillon Gabriel from the University of Oregon, 2 rounds earlier. That move alone hinted that Shedeur might be an afterthought in their long-term plans. Now Shedeur Sanders is listed as the 4th-string quarterback on the Browns' depth chart, 4th. He's not just behind veterans, he's buried in the lineup. Despite his college heroics and star-studded lineage, the NFL has proven to be a different beast. His position on the roster doesn't just mean limited playing time. It calls into question whether he'll be on the team at all when the season starts. The goal? Just make the practice squad. That's what the once promising future has boiled down to. Yet in the NFL, nothing is set in stone. Every snap, every rep, every minute in camp can change everything. But with Kevin Stefanski seemingly closing the door on Shedeur's immediate chances, the odds aren't in his favor. He's not just battling other quarterbacks. He's battling a league that's already written off so many young talents. Still, Shedeur Sanders isn't just anyone. He's a fighter, molded by a father who understands pressure like no one else. Whether he fades into obscurity or rises against all odds remains to be seen. But one thing is certain, the road ahead is steep and the spotlight is unforgiving. So what do you think? Is this just a rough chapter in Shedeur Sanders' journey, or is it the unfortunate beginning of the end? Can he silence the critics and prove that the NFL made a mistake in doubting him? Drop your thoughts in the comments, because this story is far from over. What if the future of a young quarterback was decided in a boardroom, not by talent alone, but by a last-minute call on the final day of the draft? What really happened behind closed doors in Cleveland before Shedeur Sanders' name was called? In an unexpected and eyebrow-raising twist, Cleveland Browns owner Jimmy Haslam made an astonishing claim about Sanders' path to the NFL that left fans and analysts stunned. If you're wondering how a 5th-round draft pick turned into a full-blown controversy before even taking a regular season snap, you're about to find out. Jimmy Haslam, the man at the top of the Cleveland Browns hierarchy, shocked many during a recent press conference when he publicly clarified that the decision to select quarterback Shedeur Sanders was not his own. Instead, he pointed directly to general manager Andrew Berry. As of the end of day 2 of the draft, Haslam admitted that he didn't think Shedeur Sanders would be joining the Browns. Yet by the next afternoon, things had changed rapidly. By late day 3, the Browns used the 144th overall pick to draft Shedeur Sanders, a name that had hovered around headlines for months. According to Haslam, this decision was made entirely by Berry. At the end of the day, that's Andrew Berry's call, he stated firmly. He also stressed that the organization operates with a clear division of duties. Berry handles personnel moves, and head coach Kevin Stefanski is responsible for the coaching and on-field decisions, including who starts and how plays are called. Shedeur Sanders, the son of legendary Hall of Famer Deion Sanders, entered the NFL draft with immense pressure and spotlight. He brought with him not just stats and game tape, but a legacy and a surname heavy with expectations. Many experts had projected him as a potential early-round pick. But as the draft unfolded, one round after another went by, and Sanders' name remained uncalled. It wasn't until the fifth round that the Browns finally took a shot, and that delay sparked questions. Was the league less impressed than the media? Did NFL scouts have concerns? Or was Shedeur's late selection part of a broader strategy that fans weren't seeing? Currently, Sanders finds himself deep in a crowded quarterback room. He's lining up behind seasoned veterans Joe Flacco and Kenny Pickett, as well as another rookie, Dillon Gabriel, who was taken in the third round. Sanders is listed fourth on the Browns' depth chart and has yet to take a single snap with the first-team offense. Most starting reps in training camp have gone to Flacco and Pickett. For Sanders, that means waiting, working, and grinding every single day, hoping that when his chance comes, he's ready. Despite the low depth chart placement, those within the Browns organization, including Haslam'S himself, have praised Shedeur's attitude and approach. Haslam'S described Sanders as professional, hardworking, and focused. He's come in the building, worked hard, kept his head down, and done what he's supposed to do, he said. In addition to team practices, Shedeur has been participating in extra quarterback-specific drills and individualized coaching to elevate his skills and prepare himself to rise in the ranks. In a move that surprised many, Shedeur even asked his father not to attend training camp. That's right, he didn't want the attention, the cameras, or the pressure that comes with being primetime's son. According to Deion Sanders, Shedeur told him he wasn't where he needed to be and wanted to earn respect through his performance, not his bloodline. That decision speaks volumes about the kind of mindset Shedeur is carrying into this next chapter of his football journey. Still, some fans and media voices are interpreting Haslam'S comments in a very different light. Some believe the Browns owner is subtly distancing himself from the pick, perhaps to deflect blame in case Shedeur doesn't pan out as a reliable NFL quarterback. This theory gained traction on social media, with many pointing out the unusual timing and public nature of Haslam'S clarification. Was it a strategic move to shift accountability onto Andrew Berry, or simply an honest breakdown of how the Browns make their decisions? Regardless of the behind-the-scenes drama, General Manager Andrew Berry has made it clear that the team is considering keeping 4 quarterbacks on the active roster, something that's far from typical in today's NFL. That indicates this competition is far from over. Head coach Kevin Stefanski has stated that while they have an internal favorite for the starting role, nothing is locked in. Final decisions will depend on how each player performs throughout camp and during preseason matchups. For Shedeur Sanders, the road ahead is steep, but not impossible. His future with the Cleveland Browns will depend on his ability to stand out when the lights come on. Preseason games will serve as his true audition. If he shows poise, precision, and growth, he might just flip the narrative. The Browns organization appears willing to evaluate all options, and that could mean real opportunity if Shedeur proves he's ready. So, what do you think? Is Shedeur Sanders the future hidden in plain sight? Or is the pressure of legacy weighing too heavily on his shoulders? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, because this saga is far from over, and it's unfolding right before our eyes. If you enjoyed this deep dive, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell, so you never miss a moment of the action. From behind-the-scenes NFL drama to rising star stories, we've got it all right here. See you in the next one.